Sarah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sarah, my name is ATM Ray with All Time Media. We give a voice out to those voiceless. Can you give me a little bit about yourself, your age, and where you from?
I'm 32. I'm from Berks County is where I grew up originally, but I've lived sort of a little bit all over the place in the southeast Pennsylvania area.
Okay, all right. How was your upbringing, Sarah?
It was okay. I mean, both my parents were addicts growing up, so that was a little bit tough. We bounced around a little bit, but at a pretty young age, I settled with my grandmother, who raised me, my brother, and my sister most of my life, and so once we were settled with her, it got a lot easier, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, I had two siblings. I went to a decent high school. I was a cheerleader all through school. Graduated high school, went to college, everything like that.
Okay. What was the turning point, that led you down here? What was the turning point that led you down here in Kensington? A rough neighborhood like this.
It happened really slowly but really fast at the same time. It was sort of like I started getting high, and that's what progressed slowly. But then, once I was getting high and had nowhere to live, I ended up down here really quickly. I was living in New Jersey with my boyfriend and his family, and we couldn't stay there anymore because we were using. It was dysfunctional. We were fighting all the time, and we had to leave the house, and we lived in this car for a while, but eventually the car breaks down, and you have a habit to keep up with, and so you come down here and you just never leave.
Fall into the trap of Kensington, right?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't stay in Kensington all the time. I'm in Philly, period, not Kensington. I come down here. I do spend a lot of time down here, but it's not that safe down here all the time, so I try to go to nicer parts of Philly to sleep and stuff like that.
So, Sarah, if you're going to, lay your head somewhere, it's going to be in a nicer area of the city, right?
Yeah, somewhere safer, somewhere quieter. I mean, it gets really hectic down here. I think it's really hectic down here all the time, and at nighttime it can be a little scary, so I try to definitely get out of here before the sun goes down.
Okay. Sarah, what's your drug of choice?
I do heroin and methamphetamine.
Okay. How do you intake your substance, if you don't mind me asking?
Intravenously.
All right. And for those that don't know that,
I shoot up. Mm-hmm.
Right. Any gateway drugs, like pills or anything?
I mean, I never did pills. I smoked a lot of weed when I was in high school, but I don't really feel like that led me to using harder drugs later in life, because when I started using harder drugs, I hadn't smoked weed in years. I feel like every once in a while I would party with my friends, and sometimes we would do maybe cocaine here and there.
Okay.
That was very rarely, and when we would drink or something like that at the bar or at a party. But like I said, that was very rarely. There wasn't a hard drug that I did for a long time that led me then to doing heroin. It's sort of, I just jumped in head first.
Is your boyfriend out here with you now in Kensington?
Yeah.
Is that the guy I just met over there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did y'all meet?
Me and him, we lived in recovery houses, actually.
All right.
He lived in a guy's house, I lived in a girl's house, and one of my girlfriends was dating one of his buddies, and,
Okay, hookup type of thing.
Yeah.
And now y'all out here in these treacherous streets.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're here, it's been 5 years, actually, just recently, and we actually have a kid together.
Wow. Where's the kid located now?
Well, we have two kids. I'm sorry, we have two kids together.
Where does the kid reside with?
The kids are with his mother in New Jersey.
Okay, grandma.
Yeah, I couldn't be more grateful or blessed to have his family helping with my children, because my parents aren't alive anymore, so it's not like someone in my family could take them.
My condolences. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, what was some of your childhood hobbies before the addiction came about? What did you like to do? What made you happy?
Like I said, I was a cheerleader. My school had a pretty competitive cheerleading squad, so that kept me busy and kept me maintaining my grades good enough to stay on the squad. And I really enjoyed it, you know what I mean? I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it until I graduated and I didn't have that anymore. But other than cheerleading, I mean, I just like to hang out with my friends. And then as we got older, we would party occasionally on the weekends, which I always thought was fun, but it was never anything I got carried away with. I like to do normal kid stuff. We like to shop and talk on AOL.
Okay.
And, you know.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool. So was you involved in any sports activities?
Just cheerleading.
Okay.
I tried softball once, but I was really bad at it, so they made me the team manager.
Wow. I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, or in the middle. But Sarah, how do you fund it for your habit? I know it's very costly.
Yeah. Honestly, I dumpster dive. Me and my boyfriend dumpster dive to maintain our habit. And that involves a lot of things. I mean, we find new stuff, we find used stuff, but with the dumpster diving, we also find a lot of scrap. So we take stuff to the scrap yard and get money that way also.
Okay. So dumpster diving.
Yeah.
How is it? Is it is it a hard job or what?
I mean, sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's dirty and sometimes it's like, sometimes it's frustrating, honestly. Okay. But my boyfriend's a lot better at it than me. He knows where to go, like different days of the week, and like he's guaranteed to find something. I'm not that great. I kind of just like sporadically go all over the place and hope to get lucky. I mean, I have a few dumpsters that like I've gotten lucky at more than others, but yeah. In the summertime, it's not as fun because maggots, and I don't do maggots.
Do you want to get clean though, Sarah?
Yes and no. I want to be clean. I know what being clean has to offer. Yeah. And I know how much better my life can get, and I know how quickly I can get everything back and how quickly things can get so much better. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that I just don't want to face the reality of, and I don't want to have to deal with emotionally and mentally. There's just a lot there that seems so daunting. Sometimes I feel like I'm in like a really deep trench, and as much as I want to dig my way out of it, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and like I don't know even where to start.
How was your living circumstances financially as a kid?
I mean, I want to say we were pretty poor growing up. It wasn't like overwhelmingly poor or outwardly obvious that we were poor. Yeah. But like I said, my grandmother raised us. She didn't work. All she got was a Social Security check, so it wasn't a lot of money. Luckily, she had my aunts. They helped out. God bless them. They helped out a lot too, especially financially. But yeah, I mean, I was definitely not as fortunate as a lot of the people I was friends with.
Okay. What motivates you not working the streets doing dates like most of the women out here in Kensington? What motivates you to not, prostitute and do dates in the streets like most of the females out here in Kensington?
I mean, fear is like the number one thing for me. I don't want to end up missing. I hear horrid stories. Even the girls that don't go missing, I hear stories about them getting robbed, beat up, publicly humiliated, stuff like that, and that really scares me. But also, I think my grandmother, if she did one thing really well, she raised me to have like really strong morals and values. And although some of them go out the window when I'm out here because I'm, not living the way I should, there's certain things that I just can't ever slip into because my morals and values won't let me. I wouldn't be okay with myself afterwards.
Okay, Sarah, one last question before we wrap it up. Mm-hmm. Sarah, what would you tell the youth, the kids that's getting high, that's on the Trent, that's on the Fetty, that's out in these similar dangerous neighborhoods like you? What advice would you give the kids, Sarah?
I mean, stop now while you're young. If I would have stopped my first time after rehab, I would have so much more than if I stop now. I really am starting from scratch. Back then, I still had a lot of, leeway. I didn't burn all my bridges. I didn't lose a lot of things. I didn't ruin relationships with my children, stuff like that. Like, stop while you're ahead. It's not cool. It's not cool to be the 50-year-old or the 40-year-old in rehab. It's not. And it's scary out here. People are dying. My friends are dying, and it's sad. It sucks.
Sarah, once again, my name is ATM Reed with All Time Media. We give a voice out to the voiceless. I want to thank you for your courage on speaking out and telling your story. Everybody don't have the courage to do this. You know, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, we rooting for you to go get clean.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Join All Time Media's Patreon for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes content and face-to-face live video chat. Thank you, guys. The link is in the description below. You want to start a business with YouTube? You want to get started creating a podcast? Purchase our new ebook and get all the information you need for only $10. My name is ATM Ray, and I will offer informative steps, advice, and ideas to seek potential success in YouTube and podcasting. Remember, get all the information you need for only $10. Link is below or above.